Check. 1, 2. We's are, what you say, K-Ball? Sizzling. What's up, people? We are here. We are in these internet streets. My computer was just acting like it did not want to load all the programs, but we finally got it to cooperate. So we are here. What's up?
What's up?
So, me and Mr. K-Von was kind of talking about Thor, Love and Thunder. We will not spoil anything.
Before you get into it, I want to give your attention level to the Hangout chat.
Okay, I think. Go ahead.
I think it's okay. Nope, it's good. It's resolved. So you can continue. You can continue, sir.
Okay, I guess got some more stuff. I'm trying to read what he said. Okay, so Keith is here. All right, Mr. Norris, make me work as usual. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Now I gotta reset this. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. All right, so give me a chance to reset. What was your thoughts on old Thor Ragnarok, Norris?
Oh, Thor Ragnarok? I thought Thor Ragnarok was
Ragnarok or
Love and Thunder.
Thor Love and Thunder. There it is. Thor Love and Thunder.
No, I thought it was a fun movie. At the Ragnarok, I really don't even take Thor serious anymore. I don't think they even he just seemed like a comedic character now. To me.
Yeah, he is.
I thought it was interesting. I'm interested in seeing where the Guardians went. You know, they clearly set that up for their own movie. What the third one, I guess.
Yes, volume 3.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I saw the stuff you put in the chat. I'm not gonna say I agree or disagree. I don't know. I just don't take it as serious no more. Like, I'm surprised he even had this many movies.
That's funny.
I thought it was interesting to see the other guys and to see one particular guy upset at the end. I thought that was interesting, and I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with that. I do agree that it was a bit weak in what you were saying in our chat. I don't know. I'm trying not to be sharing too much information, but I thought they were a little weaker when they met all the gods.
Oh, okay.
And how that happened and how fast it happened. I was like, it was kind of too easy. It was kind of weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I expected more, but you know.
He's got me working. Y'all, I apologize. I blame Mr. Norris. Got me looking up here trying to fix this stuff. I'm struggling like a mother trying to get this right. But no, I agree with you, Keith. For me, the movie, without spoiling it, the movie, I think they got something that they can work with if they would balance the comedy and serious. Like,
that's never gonna happen with Waititi at the.
Waititi, I know that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
So I actually got more respect for him because I actually watched the thing today that talked about his mantra, and his mantra is like, even when there's dark and there's trouble and pain all around, you can still find room for laughter, right? So that's like his whole mantra. And so that's why, one of the biggest reasons why he kind of make jokes of, situations that shouldn't be jokes on, why everything's kind of a joke and something to laugh at, because his whole mantra is, even in those dark places and those dark times, because he even talked about, I believe his mother had cancer, so this story was even closer to him, right? And but his point was that even during these dark times and when trouble and hardship is there, you can still find room for laughter. And I'm not saying that to try to give a pass for everything he did for making the entire Thor franchise a giant joke, but it allowed me to understand and see a little bit more into the psyche of the person directing the movie. So I'll just say that.
Let me send these shots out real quick. Shout out to, who is this? Lewis Kanye. How you say that? Conyers? I guess I'm saying
Conyer.
Conyer.
Oh wow, I know that. No,
no, it ain't.
Convert. I don't think that's a Y.
It's a Y though.
I don't think you pronounce it as a Y though.
Okay, well, let me know if I'm saying your name wrong. Welcome to the show. I just got over there, and of course, the trash talking Taz himself. Welcome to the show. What's up? He talking noise. He's here. But anyway, yeah, I did say the name wrong. I said Thor Ragnarok when I meant Thor Love and Thunder. So I give myself a slap yourself on that. All right. So we are here. Everything is set and ready to go. We got a few topics lined up for y'all. So I don't want to hold us any longer. Let's go.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic plus. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and Ducat. K-Bum 20 on the MI6. Jet I Night all the way in Germany. Level head, you know who that boy is. First say, live, we on that MI6. We just talking dumb games. Live and left. Take a seat and listen up, man. Welcome.
First name bases in the building. What's up? This is the Live Level Gamers podcast. We are in the internets. We all in your eardrum. Yeah. What's up, fellas?
What's good? Lewis, man, I apologize. I thought I was saying something wrong or right, but it is Conyers or Conyer.
Conyers. I thought I had it close.
I definitely apologize, sir.
Well, we apologize. We give all ourselves a
Slap yourself.
hey, yeah, we deserve that. And Keith, you get this one.
TKO you.
I don't apologize. I did nothing wrong.
For not joining in.
Slap yourself.
You're supposed to go down with the ship, K-Bud. You can't be jumping off the ship saving yourself. Nope, can't happen. But we are here. We apologize, Mr. Lewis, but we got you. Conyer. There you go. So, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Well, a few things. Did y'all get a chance to check out that Robocop?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You haven't seen the Robocop trailer?
I have not.
Is it a series or a new movie?
It's a game. Y'all
Oh,
put it up in
dang.
the Hangout. Let me send it to y'all real quick. Hold up. Let me go back to the Hangout. Who
No,
are
you
listening
didn't.
live has I probably didn't post it. I don't
Yeah,
think I did.
he said the bit bag sent them here, Mr.
The
Lewis.
bit bag. Who was that?
Yeah, that's is it a website, right? You say he's part of the group, the fan group. Mr. Lewis
Oh,
said
okay.
that.
All right. Well,
We appreciate you being here, sir.
thank you. I guess we got a fan group I didn't know anything about.
Well, it's not our fan group; it's somebody else's fan group that came to see us.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Get it
Well,
straight,
welcome.
brother.
Get it straight. All right. So, but we appreciate whoever put that up, and thank you for your support. We trying to build things
Oh
back
yeah,
up.
Torrance Davis. Yeah, that's right. That is his.
Why is
That's
it
his,
doing this?
fan group. I ain't talked to Team Big T in a while. I don't know what he up to.
Big who?
Torrance Davis. We used to follow him on Twitter. I ain't really heard
No,
too
that's
much.
right. No, I ain't seen him in a minute either. All them hip hop gamer. See, that's when we was on it, boy. That's when we was really K-Bo, that's
That's
when we
true.
was putting in the dues, but after a while,
That's
you
true.
just like, hey, I'm done. I'm tired.
Well, we
I'm
appreciate
tired.
you coming through, man. I appreciate them sending
Yeah.
you our way and coming through. I hope you enjoy the podcast today.
What is going on?
If Level can get his stuff together.
I can't. For some reason, my Google Hangout is gone. Okay, that's different.
Don't embarrass me in front of the new people.
Don't- there you go. Thank you. For some reason, it won't let me jump in. It's trying to make me renew something. I ain't got time to do that. Y'all just look it up. I'll figure this off air. But look it up real quick. I'm gonna play it anyway. But
Okay.
we're gonna talk about that. We also gonna talk about. I got an interesting question. Do you believe Microsoft has, I said, permanently damaged the Halo IP, or severely damaged? We're gonna talk about that. We're going to talk about Bayonetta 3, and we're going to try to get into what Reggie Fils-Aimé had to say about Nintendo development and why things were so held up and they had so many problems. Kind of brought up the fact that Nintendo insisted on utilizing their own in-house developed kits or tools, even when it was causing slowdown with the conversion or the converting things over to HD. Going high definition, they were still trying to use their tools, and it slowed everything up with the Wii U and third party. So we got to talk about all that. So what y'all want to talk about first?
What we've been gaming on.
Oh, that's right. Let's go. All right. Thank you, K-Pop.
No problem.
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
What have you been gaming on? We're going to start with you, Mr. Norris. What have you been gaming on, bro?
Been playing Kirby with my boys. My youngest been coming home almost every day trying to play Kirby. He ain't beat it yet, and I'm like, all right, I'm tired of seeing the same stages. So we've been trying to get through the game.
Nice.
I still haven't. I did make a little bit more progress on Cyberpunk.
K-Bum, hold up, Keith. K-Bum, send me something in the Hangout so I can see if I can get back in it. Go ahead,
Gotcha.
Dang, it threw me off. I made a little bit more progress on Cyberpunk.
My bad.
And I think I'm at the last big battle. I think that's the last big battle, or whatever. So I'm probably gonna try.
And what in Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you make it to that mission that you can't leave out of?
Yes, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
The Yasaka.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I play. I'm probably gonna check out this Peppa Pig on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? These games.
This dude. Y'all be talking about me. You see how you just slid that in there?
Peppa Pig. You know what I'm saying? But
that's wrong.
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Hopefully, I get a chance to talk about the new game that's coming out, Stray. That's on the radar. So
really,
that's pretty much
the cat game. I've been looking at it and I'm like, am I only interested because it's a Sony title, or does it actually look interesting? And I've been trying to juggle the two, and I think it looks interesting. I don't know if
it's interesting.
I think I will watch someone play that. I don't think I would play Stray. I think I can watch someone play that because I don't think I can dedicate 8 hours or 10 hours to being a cat. But it definitely looks interesting.
It looks good. Like graphically, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's not on the Xbox though. That's crazy. I'm petty tonight. All right, that's all I've been gaming on.
Why is it trying to force me to open up Google Hangout in my Google Gmail? I don't know what it's wanting me to do. All right, go ahead, K-Bomb. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see.
What have I been gaming on? So the majority of my time has been spent playing the Overwatch 2 beta, and I was liking it, not liking it, going back and forth. They made a big change in the beta to my favorite character, Mora. And when they first made the change, I hated it. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was the worst change ever, and they broke the character, and it's useless. It's a piece of junk. But after seeing someone, perfect the new skill, and I tried to implement that in my own set of skills, I actually started to like the character again, and I actually started to like Overwatch again. So I'm actually I'm having a little bit more fun in the beta. It still is very irritating where it has these one-shot kill characters in the game. So I know they're trying to be a shooter, but when you have your character that does like 25 or 10 damage per second, and then there's a character that has a sniper rifle that can headshot you with one shot. It feels kind of unfun sometimes. So, but that's the current Overwatch. That's the new Overwatch 2 beta. I hope they figure it out and figure out how to make it fun and playable and still have that Overwatch zeal to it. So I'm still trying to work that out with the beta. And also, I've put a little time into Horizon, still playing that. Like I said, I've been focusing more on the story, not doing too much of the side mission. So I'm still playing that, but Overwatch is taking the lead over on what I've been playing on. And still playing some FIFA with my bro. We've been getting that in.
Who's that?
Say what?
Who's your bro?
My brother.
Oh, his brother. Okay. All right.
My actual bro. She gonna call me out like this.
Go ahead. I'm throwing you off. Go ahead.
Playing FIFA with my brother and one of my partners who actually lives down there your way. And then just a little bit of Warzone, but just not much. Just a bit of Warzone every now and then. So that's what I've been gaming on. Oh yeah, and baseball. Yeah, I still do that. That's legit.
Okay. Me, I have been gaming on absolutely nothing. I'm like Keith from last week. I wasn't able to get in on anything this week, man. I've been crunched with a lot of videography I gotta edit and weddings. So I haven't been able to get some gaming in. So, just been one of them weeks, man. So, trying to get this work out so people can not be asking me for money back. So I'm trying to get stuff done. But they liked it, and if my game, it was the Venture Resolve and the computer screen. But like I said, my plan is the game I'm going back to when I do go back, which will probably be sometime this week, is The Last of Us 2. I've been telling y'all that for the last week or so, that my plan is to beat that particular title. So, but I got a lot I got to do. I got to edit the rest of these videos. I got to put some lyrics to some beats because I got to get that stuff out. I'm going to let y'all hear some of this stuff as soon as I get it done. Get y'all feedback.
Okay.
Blah, 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 real life, blah, blah, blah.
If he still got the goods with the lyrics, I'll let y'all hear on the Live and Level. Y'all gonna hear it too. I'll let y'all hear it. Don't use that intro as any indication of what your boy can do. I can get it in when I want to. That was just some quick stuff for the podcast, and I'm gonna redo that too. But I'm gonna let y'all know. I'll let y'all see when it's time. But anyway, so let's get into this first topic. So I see in the chat that somebody put Bayonetta. Who was that? Let me get over here. Who put Bayonetta up in here?
That was our boy Lewis.
Lewis, all right. Okay, so we'll start out with Bayonetta. K-Bum, don't get mad at us, man, because we finna go into this Nintendo stuff real quick.
No. I want to talk about Bayonetta.
You want to talk about it? You know, I got a lot to say.
Because Bayonetta is not the traditional Nintendo type of game. It's not a platformer. So
Wow.
Are you saying that's the only reason you can talk about it, K-Bum? Because it's not the traditional.
Yes.
Did you say that?
Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying. It's not Kirby.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That's what I'm
be doing
saying.
us dirty, man.
No,
K-Bum
them
be doing
platformers
us something
doing you dirty. Playing that Donkey Kong, that platforming crap out of it.
Whoa,
Anyway,
whoa.
let's go.
Donkey Kong is legendary. Come on now.
Man, this is K-Bum, man.
I could never.
All right, skip.
Beat
All
it.
right,
You're
so
right. You could never beat it. It's too hard for you.
If you
here
think
we
that's
go.
why I don't like platformers, then you are sadly mistaken.
Here we go. Let me 'cause the stuff is off. Let me reshape it. Make sure y'all send it exactly like we send it. All right. And what are you doing? Let it go. All right, cool. So anyway. So this is absolutely fair use. Because we will let it talk to us. And I want y'all to get all the goodness. All right, so let's go. Fair use. This is Bayonetta 3, I won't say first showing, but the official, I would say. So let's go. All right, here we go. Platinum Games. All right. So, Keith, I want you to kind of tell me what you thought when you first saw this game. Let me turn the volume down a little bit. When you first saw this particular trailer.
I think you sent it. I didn't even know it was the trailer was out. So you sent it to us, and I'm looking at it. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting this. This definitely should have been in that direct, but whatever. It looks a lot better than their previous incarnations, for sure. It looks a lot cleaner. The graphics look a lot more detailed. And they gave us a little bit more story elements and stuff as well. It's kind of bridging the gap between the Wii U, Bayonetta 2, and what the Switch is doing here. And the textures are a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about graphics because I think everybody was underwhelmed when they first saw Bayonetta and they was like, that's Bayonetta? That's it? No, absolutely not. So I think this looks a lot better. However, it still doesn't look that good. I think, just being honest, it still doesn't look graphically that good, but I'm going to definitely play it. I know that wasn't a question, but I'm curious about some of these characters, some of these new beasts that we're seeing, some of these new abilities, and I think that's going to be fun. I like what Platinum does with their games. They kind of go out of the box sometimes and over the top, really. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool title to play.
Okay. Mr. K-Bum, what was your thoughts when you said this is a little bit different for Nintendo? So give me your thoughts. What you think?
First, I didn't say it's different for Nintendo. I said it's different than the first, the big name games that come from Nintendo. So, but Bayonetta has been on 2 Nintendo systems, so it's not like it's brand new to the system. It's just different than what they usually do, first party wise, per se. All right, so my thoughts about it. I thought it looked better than their first showing, which is not hard to do. That looked like complete trash. But this at least looked like it had some style, had some flavor. It looks interesting. But it's one thing I did want to showcase. I guess bring up, because I think they're hiding the graphics, in my opinion. So a lot of what you see here is actual like cutscene graphics. And to be fair, Horizon does this as well. The cutscene graphics actually turns up more of the graphic element higher than gameplay. they actually do this trick a lot because the cutscenes are a lot of times shot in 30 frames per second, and the actual gameplay mostly is 60 frames per second or such. So that since it's a a cutscene and it's just going to play out, they can turn up more of the fidelity. That's the word I'm looking for. Look at that's a good word. Look at that. They can turn up more of the fidelity when they actually showcase when they're actually showing the game. But if you actually pay attention to this trailer, there's only very small segments that is actually gameplay. Everything else is a cutscene where they can turn up the graphics a little bit more, and I think they're hiding how ugly the game is still. I'm being honest, because if you look at those scenes where it's actual combat and not the not the cutscene, it still doesn't look that good. The cutscenes look good. The way they have it set up, the cutscenes look good. I see some texture. It's not great. It looks texture. It looks nice. It looks much better than this is showing. But the gameplay, I'm like, oh, that's very flat. That texture's like, ugh, what's going on here? That doesn't look like what I saw in the cutscene. So that's kind of my thought and about it, my initial thought and what I saw. And I'm not trying to look for something bad about it. Like I said, other games do it too. Definitely Horizon. Horizon doesn't look as good as the cutscenes make it seem to be. I can completely attest to that. It's still a good looking game, but it's not as good as what the cutscenes because they turn up a little bit. So that's how I feel. If we're gonna ask some other stuff I want to talk about this game, but I'm gonna turn it over to Lev before I get too long with it.
Before you go, I just want to say, you're looking at a compressed YouTube video and not the full game. So I think you're misrepresenting the game, and I don't think that's fair.
Actually,
you're misrepresenting the game.
Now,
oh, that's hilarious. That's a good one. Thank you, sir.
You are.
so go ahead, Keith. Don't you finish?
That was it.
I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna mute this. For me, while I will agree with what Keith said, the game does look better. I disagree with K-Bub. I don't think they're hiding anything because everything. If you play the Bayonetta 2, the game, you can tell what the game gonna look like. It's still not gonna look like anything special, in my opinion. It's gonna look like probably a little sharper than Bayonetta 2, cause this looks like Bayonetta 2, just a little sharper. I'm not interested.
What?
I like I told you, I'm gonna be honest. Bayonetta 2 didn't do it for me. And I said that then, so this is not me. No, it didn't. I'm like, no, I don't really like the Bayonetta Devil May Cry hack and slash games. I tried both. It's just a little too loose, a little too all over the place with the storyline. Just don't get me wrong, God of War is over the top too. Don't get me wrong. But God of War has a cohesive storyline that keeps me engaged, whereas Bayonetta's storyline is all over the place. And I realized that this really, the gameplay plus the storyline didn't really do it for me. I beat it. No, I didn't beat it. I got to the final boss. I thought about it. No, I didn't beat it. I did get to the final boss. But I didn't really. It wasn't that I couldn't beat it. Don't get it twisted. I just got tired of playing it, and I was ready for it to end. It had elements that I did like, but the combat system ain't really for me. It's too light. Like Bayonetta fights really light, and sometimes if you ever play with Maxi, I like Maxi, but some of Maxi's moves you really don't feel like you did it. Or like Eddie in Tekken, some of his moves are chain moves, so if you do this, it automatically does 2 other additional moves without you really doing anything. that's kind of how Bayonetta feels. Like, I don't feel like I'm always really in control of her. And the storyline doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't do it for me. So I'm not knocking what I'm seeing here. It looks way better than what they showed a while ago. I think K-Bum, because that's real gameplay right there. So it looks noticeably better than what they showed before. I just don't think I'm into Bayonetta. I think that's where it is with me. I just ain't into it. So I don't want to knock anybody's excitement. I might give it a go. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy it, but I just know Bayonetta really ain't for me. It ain't the type of hack and slash that I like. I like more heavier hack and slash games. Like I said, God of War. There's plenty of other ones that I like that's more heavier, not as light, not as overly nimble as look at that, K-Bum, nimble. Anyway, that ain't really a big word, but anyway. So but no, the game looks
excited over a
better.
5-letter word.
It looks better. It looks better. This should have been how they showed it the first time we seen it. So I'm not gonna sit. I commend them for actually making it look way better than what we got before. But I'm just not interested, really. I don't know if I'll buy this day one, but I might eventually play it. I'm not going to say I won't play it. But right now, I'm not really looking for Bayonetta. So that's where I'm at with it. Keith, you got any comeback with that?
Well, I think you're also misrepresenting the game, and I think she feels fine when she's fighting. It's very fluid. It's very I don't have any more. I mean, we just gotta wait and see until the game comes out, and I'm gonna give you my verdict because I'm definitely gonna get it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but kind of to your point, kind of K-Bun's point is like these type of games are rare on the Nintendo platform. Even though we're also getting what's the one that's also from them, Platinum game. Ooh, they just announced it.
Automata?
Near Automata. So similar in same developers and it's similar with the hack and slash or whatever. So you have options. You know what I mean? So I like it. I like the story from what I can remember on the games, but I understand exactly what you're saying, Level, because I felt that way about the first one. I thought the first one was heavy. I thought it was like the story was just like too much, and then I think the gameplay toward the end was like it was almost too hard, and my ego wouldn't let me drop the difficulty level, so I just never beat the first one. I couldn't do it, but it was just something about. I was like, man, I'm playing this game and I'm dodging and I'm being as nimble as they want me to be, and it don't feel right. That first one just didn't feel right.
Yeah. I think it's just too light. Like if they made her heavier, I think it'd work better for me. Like she's just light. It doesn't feel like she's even touching the ground. Like when she's fighting, it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't want to poo-poo because I think Bayonetta is gonna scratch the itch of the people that wants it. It looks like I said again. It looks noticeably better. I'm glad Nintendo got it. It's just after playing Bayonetta 2, because I didn't really play 1. Well, I did, but I played it on the PlayStation 3, the worst version. And it was the frame rate was too bad to even make it worth your while. So I ended up taking it back and getting something else. But so Bayonetta 2 was my real first introduction to the Bayonetta universe. And I was like, oh, I see why they compare. Well, of course, the same people that made Devils May Cry made Bayonetta, right? If I'm wrong on that? Didn't Platinum
Not the same people. I think is the director.
What I'm saying,
I don't think
who
No, I thought Team Ninja did.
I thought Bayonetta was like the what they
spiritual
call
successor.
that? Yeah, spiritual successor of Devil May Cry because
I think
the person who
spiritual, but I
created
don't think Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. My
I'm
bad.
saying the person that created that produced the first Devil May Cry had his hands in the production of Bayonetta, because they weren't working with Capcom. I think he came to platinum. I don't remember the full story, but I know it has ties to the director, and it felt like Devil's May Cry. Devil May Cry is a lot more heavier, but again, Devil May Cry is a lot more heavy. I just don't care for the elements. I mean, they both cut across the same thing: demons, devils, and warlocks and pentagrams and all that stuff. But I just ain't into it. And with Bayonetta, she just don't control like I would want to be in control of the character. It's just too light for me. It's too light, too
I usually want to control women. I see kind of man you are.
Yeah,
I want
to dominate. What you talking
Just
about?
say that, then.
I want to dominate them. No, I was playing. Don't get me in trouble on this podcast. Anyway, but you get what I'm saying. So
I was just about to say no, but I just read it said Kamiya created both, and that's why that's the comparison.
So.
Yeah.
So it was Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory did Devil May Cry, and he was the creator doing Capcom when they did it, and then he moved on and Capcom did it from 2001 until the latest one. Ninja Theory just did it 2013, but he was a part of Capcom that did Devil May, yeah, and then he moved over to Platinum. I think like 2006 instead.
Right. So he
2016. Sorry, it's 2006. Sorry,
Right.
2006. He moved over to Platinum.
That's why Bayonetta is considered the spiritual successor
Yes.
of Devil May Cry. And it feels like Devil May Cry, just not as heavy. But I'm not a fan of Devil May Cry either. So it's not like I'm hating on Bayonetta. I played 2. I actually bought 2 again on the Switch. Never played it, but I bought it. But I did start it. But I wanted it for the original. I started on the original. And I just came to conclude I really ain't really into Bayonetta. I don't care for Bayonetta like that. So really the only thing I was looking for was they going to go in a different direction now that they got the IP still. Are they going to go in the same direction for the Switch with this new one? Because when they showed the first graphics with the legs falling apart, it looked a little bit more toned down, a little bit more serious. And when the game was first shown and you saw, it's still the same. It's Bayonetta back in, back in her world. I wasn't really. I knew then. I don't think I'm gonna be really looking for this title. So, but it does look better. But I still ain't. It don't intrigue me to where I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If ain't nothing out around that time and I'm bored, I might. We'll see. But it looks better.
Ain't nothing out in the end of October.
I know,
brother.
That's why I said if
Just
it's nothing out that I want to play. If it's nothing I want to play.
Yeah, what you think God of War gonna be at?
That's November.
Bro, that's like
October.
It's 2 days later. 3 days after.
Hey man, I'm trying to. Don't do me like that, K.
Mr. No Finish Games, you already know.
Got Splatoon.
Well, we got this?
But we got Smash,
and you always got Smash, though.
I just played it. But
we got Smash, bro.
Taz, you hear your brother talking up that Smash, bros? Anyway, so that's all we're gonna talk about with Bayonetta. Let's get on past Bayonetta.
I did have one more piece I wanted to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I found it funny because I just found out. I didn't know at the time, and I just found out actually yesterday that I knew I didn't like platinum games. I don't play platinum games, but I didn't know that I really, really didn't like platinum games. You guys heard me talk about how big of a Metal Gear Solid fan I am. Huge fan of Metal Gear Solid. I think it's one of the best video game series ever created. My stance. But there was one Metal Gear Solid game that I never touched at all, and it was Metal Gear Rising, which was this hack and slash game, taking place. I think the main character was Raiden, which was the character that showed up in Metal Gear Solid 2. that showed up again, and I believe in Metal Gear Solid 4. He was a cyber ninja at that point, and he got his own game in Metal Gear. Metal Gear. What's it called? It's called
Revengeance.
Yeah, there we go. That word, because they made up for that title. Uh, and I never played that game. I saw it, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what this crap is, but this ain't it. And that's one of the few Metal Gear Solid titles I never played. And I just realized that I watched some trailer for behind the scenes of it, that it was actually made by Platinum Games. I did not know that. So my dislike of Platinum Games goes back to games I didn't even know Platinum Games made.
Right. Well,
So
I
I'll
think
just
Platinum Games is
leave it
good.
at that.
I ain't gonna own like everything they make, but they made. I think they had their hands on Beautiful Joe. That's a good game. Like I said, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, while not my cup of tea, are good games. What else did they make? They made Nier Automata.
Yeah, it wasn't Beautiful Joe. It was the Wonderful 101. That's what
Wonderful 101 is good too.
That's what they had to have.
Amazing.
That's an amazing game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Platinum is solid. It's just I don't really care for them two titles as far as me and Hack and Slash. I'd rather have a Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, however you want to choose, a God of War. They heavy, like Ninja Gaiden. Ryu is, even though he nimble and agile, he doesn't never feel like I'm not in control of him. Whereas Bayonetta, she's spinning, twirling, kicking, splitting, bending. I'm like, bro, I put the control down. Oh, you beat them yourself. Go ahead. I ain't did none of that. So, but anyway,
Yeah, I never played a single Platinum game title. None of it ever. It was never. Nothing ever looked enticing to me that they've made. Nothing.
Right.
Not a single game.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. So, K-Bum, your brother telling me to take a nap. Why I need to take a nap, Taz? Well, what's going on? Why I need to go to sleep? What I miss?
You need some milk.
He needs some. Man, that's my favorite.
All right, so I got Robocop pulled up here. I don't know if y'all watched it. This is Fair Use.
Oh,
This
make
is
sure
the
ain't the movie.
Robocop trailer. So,
Yeah, you be messing up on them YouTube videos.
who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why I be messing up on the YouTube?
That Overwatch that you said. What game you thought it was?
No, this is it. This is it. This is a real one.
You're like, man, this looks good.
Yeah, it was supposed to have been that red, that something red.
Redfall.
Redfall, yeah. So this is
Man, it look
RoboCop. This looks good, man. But it's first person shooter. I thought y'all had seen this, so fair use. If y'all hear the volume, I don't want YouTube striking us, so I'm gonna keep saying fair use, cause this is fair use. So fair use. But it looks good though. Nostalgic, good graphics.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it looks good.
So what systems is this coming out on?
I don't know if I think everything probably except probably
Nintendo.
yeah,
say it.
probably not the
No,
Switch.
it's coming on Switch too.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So
That kind of puts me like, what does this even mean?
well, you know,
What does that mean?
Well, wait a minute. Wolfenstein came to the Switch. Doom
Later.
came to the Switch. But
Later.
not the one when they all. Well, it did. They did. It was supposed to come day and date, but it ended up getting pushed
Yep.
back.
It was supposed to.
And that probably might happen with this one too, but it don't matter. So I don't think the Switch version is gonna hold back anything. I ain't gonna let us say that on this cast. So
You won't
seeing
say that
it
one.
now, y'all kind of got a chance to see first impression. What's y'all thoughts? What you think? K-Bum, I'll start with you this time.
It's very nostalgic. It sucks that it's first person and you won't be able to see RoboCop.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
So that kind of sucks. And I mean that's the whole point. But it looks like it can be a stupid fun game. I mean, 'cause that's what the movies is. It's just a stupid one. It's a blockbuster stupid popcorn movie. It's a popcorn movie, right? One of the old school summer blockbusters. So I think this game can do that. And RoboCop himself got a I guess he was revealed to the masses again through Mortal Kombat, actually, when he was a downloadable character. So there was a lot of younger people that never had a chance to know who RoboCop was. That probably played him and still didn't know what he was. But I know there was a newer movie, but that was trash. I don't talk about that. But this is the old school nostalgic RoboCop. So I definitely think this game looks like it can be a stupid fun game, right? Something that doesn't take itself too serious, but something that can still be a fun first person experience that we would have loved to play as when we were kids. So I hope it turns out pretty good, and I hope it's a good game.
All right, Keith. Thoughts?
Yeah, yes. This is gonna be the first time I've ever said that. I'm actually gonna take a page out of Levelhead's book.
Oh,
I have no idea why they put this in first person view. It's RoboCop. I get it. You want to look through his visor and stuff like that, but like I actually want to see RoboCop.
Right.
You know what I mean? This trailer looks cool.
My thunder. I'm going first on some of these next time. Y'all stealing all what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think it looks good. I don't know. It looks like a shooter to me with the RoboCop attached to it, like a generic shooter with RoboCop attached to it. So,
dumb action movie.
Right. I anticipate more from it. When did this come out? This trailer come out?
Came out sometime this week.
Oh wow, I don't know how I missed that. But
I should have shared it with y'all, man. That's my bad. I didn't. I thought y'all. I was like, they gonna see it. I ain't gotta put it. I should have shared it with y'all. I normally would do, but I didn't.
It's cool though.
No,
but
don't let him off the leash, Keith.
No, but it looks good. I don't really know what else to really say about it. I mean, came on pretty much, for the younger folks who's in the chat or listening, RoboCop 80s, robot, half man,
half machine.
I was gonna say half machine.
Robo.
I was gonna say Darth Vader without the Force, police force. No, but no, it looks cool. It looks cool. I can't wait to see more. I hope they got some cool stuff for the visor since it is going to be in third person, and you can do like scans and stuff. So, and I hope it's an actual deep game and not just some little generic shooter.
I do see generic. I don't see deep game. That part I don't see. I see a generic story. Definitely.
Okay.
I think they're going to be weighing heavily on nostalgia, like trying to get your nostalgia to cover up not a great narrative. Because the RoboCops really didn't have a great story. Decent, but not great. So I don't know how they're going to do it in the movie. I'm going to say my only issue is what K-Bone said. Like, you are defeating the purpose of playing as RoboCop. We want to see what's his name? Alfred or what was his name?
You are not going to get me to remember that name.
But anyway,
Right.
the original dude that played the original RoboCop is coming back to voice this RoboCop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
how old is he going to
Hank, is it Hank? Was it Hank? What was that dude's name? What was his name? How we up here not knowing what they know? Slap yourself. To everybody on this podcast, we should know this man's name. But anyway, I don't know what his name is. But yeah, he coming back to reprise the voice of RoboCop, a.k.a. Murphy. There it is. Murphy. That was his name. So
I'm happy you finally got it.
I knew I was going to get it. I knew his name. So he coming back to reprise Murphy, a.k.a. RoboCop. I'm going to tell you what, people. I think I might get this. And I don't even like first-person shooters.
Over Bayonetta?
Absolutely. I don't. Look, I know I'm not. Look, I ain't saying I'm not getting Bayonetta. I said I'm not hyped about it no more. It showed me that it was more of the same. if they can't tell a compelling storyline that makes sense, which Platinum never tells us makes sense storyline, is always over the top, all over the place, goofy. It's Ragnarok. it's Love and Thunder. I'm good. I don't know, man. But I mean, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play Bayonetta 3. But I think I might get this just for nostalgia reasons. I think I will. I don't know yet, Keith. I might get it. Am I wrong for that?
No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
Play what you want to play, brother. You know what would be funny though? Like if they came out with a Bayonetta 4 and it was over the shoulder, kind of like God of War. I think that would be hilarious. If they just changed the whole game up.
I don't know how they gonna do.
Are you wanting heavy? Are you wanting heavy? She heavy now.
Most of the people that love Bayonetta, I'm just gonna be real, probably males, and they love all the contorting and the bending and the stretching and the splits.
You can barely see it.
Did you?
Whatever you get.
But did you know
so fast?
that there's a no nudity version of option in the game? Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew about it. I saw
Yeah,
it.
that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the filter you can turn on that make
You
her
can turn
fully
the
clothed
filth
all the
off,
time.
or turn the
filter
filth
fish.
on. The filter. What you say?
Filter
The
fish.
filter fish. If anyone know that Rush Hour 2 joke.
Fun fact.
Filter
Martin was
fish.
supposed to be in Rush Hour. I didn't know that.
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence was supposed
I
to
can
be
believe it.
in
I'm glad that
Rush
didn't
Hour.
happen. That wouldn't
I
have
can't
worked.
believe it.
Yeah.
But he said they didn't have the money for him, so he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Good. Thank you, movie.
Doug said, "You got money for me though."
No, because Martin would not have made Rush Hour funny as Chris Tucker. I'm sorry. Martin and Chris Tucker are the two of the best when it came to the movies. Even I like more of their movies than I like of Eddie Murphy's movies. There's only so many of Eddie's that I like.
Well, Eddie was only hot from 80s to early 90s, and after that, any movie he made after that was garbage.
Yeah, Eddie, I think is a lot
Mr.
of.
Church is good.
He got some
newer stuff.
okay ones in there, but
After the 2000s, when he was just after Nutty Professor, everything after that between that and Mr.
Norbit on.
It's trash.
He got a lot of
Nutty Professor
misses.
2 on.
Norbit on is a lot of misses. And I just think people overplay Eddie a lot. I don't know why, but they try to give Eddie way.
I disagree.
I
but
said this is me.
We have our own opinions. We have our own
Okay,
opinions.
all right. We ain't here to talk about Eddie Murphy anyway. But no, that's interesting information, K-Bun. I didn't know that. But I don't
Actually,
think Martin,
Keith gave me that information, but that's cool.
But
Yeah.
I'll
Get
take
it
credit.
right. Get it
I don't
right.
think
Ragnarok. Boom.
I don't think Martin would have been good alongside Jackie Chan. But I would like to see that though. So where we going next? Are we going Halo?
Halo.
Or Reggie?
Let's have a Microsoft commercial break right quick. I'm on Game Pass before we go because I think we should go ahead and get to Halo.
Okay,
But I'm
let's get
in Game Pass. I'm looking at this game called Power Wash Simulator. And right beside Power Wash Simulator is Peppa Pig, folks. Adventure City Paw Patrol. What is going on?
So Keith is steady going back into this pepper. So I posed the question. I want y'all to kind of comment in the comment section. Now, and Keith, you kind of got the what did they call when the trailer that kind of screwed up this the new Halo? What they call that trailer? They got like a nickname for it, right?
Huh?
Craig or something like that. They call.
That was the guy. The guy
That was the
shows
character
up
in
And what they
we
call
him Craig.
Yeah, but everybody
Craig.
called the trailer Craig. That's what everybody used that his name. So I was sitting here and I was thinking. Well, I was at work and I was thinking. Did Microsoft? And I sent it to you guys, and Keith kind of made me rethink it. But I'm a phrase it like I framed it for y'all, and then you can kind of give me why I need to walk back. Has Microsoft permanently damaged Halo, the Halo franchise? with the kind of revealing of the face in the series. A lot of duds in the franchise when it came to the games. The last one was kind of a dud. The one before that, I think, what was that? Reach, Halo. What was the one? Halo 5, where everybody was upset because Master Chief wasn't in it.
Is that true?
From my understanding, Master Chief wasn't in it until the end. Somewhere he shows up in the end to let you know he wasn't dead. But it was the black guy.
I thought that was Reach that you played as the other people.
Yeah, I said Reach. I thought they called it 5 though. I thought Reach was 5.
Okay, I just know it is Reach.
Okay, Reach is the black guy, and it looked good, but I bought the game for the Xbox One because I thought it was gonna be good. It had a black protagonist. I was like, oh, this might be dope. Let me engage, and I bought it. And when I was shooting the guns and it sounded like ding dong ding, I was like, oh man, that don't even sound like guns, man. And it didn't feel right. It just felt off, and I took it back.
That was 343's first Halo, I think, right? Reach was. I don't know. I think that was their first Halo.
But I'm gonna come to you, Norris, and then I come to you, K-Bomb. Norris, do you think Microsoft, with the run of the kind of failure that they had with this series, a lot of misses, and we haven't really seen this in the IP of its stature. I don't think God of War had this many misses. Mario hasn't had these level of misses. Zelda hasn't had these level of misses. Uncharted hasn't. All their games pretty much hit except for 3, and even it was a hit. It didn't land like 2.
Sonic has level of misses.
Sonic has, but we look how we look at Sonic now. We don't look for nothing for Sonic for real. So that's my point. Is Halo going? That's a good way to look. Is Halo going to the Sonic category, where we love the character, but we don't expect nothing great from this company with the character? Like, that's what I mean. I think Sonic has almost been permanently damaged. They kind of making a return now. So go ahead, Keith, answer that. Do you feel like they've been permanently, they did some unresolvable damage to Halo?
First of all, Mario doesn't miss. Let's put that out there.
Oh Lord,
Mario doesn't.
What about
miss.
Mario? What about Mario?
Can we talk about Halo? Can we talk about Halo?
Well, Sunshine
Mario. Sunshine was not a miss.
Okay.
Play the game. It's a great game.
It's good.
Might not be 64, but it's still good and it's fun. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh man, I think they have a few more opportunities to get it right. I think the name Halo still has weight and clout, and they have a few more opportunities to finally get it right. But I think this last one, this Halo Infinite, was a huge stain. I think since we've been in the social media era for a very long time, but now it's a different story. Your game could be destroyed like overnight. You know what I mean? Like Cyberpunk was destroyed because it was bad, but the social media helped carry that wave as well. A lot of people who were talking about it, and everybody just came together and talked so much trash about Cyberpunk. And if Microsoft decides to come out with another Halo where they didn't put full thought, full resources, and got some of the top people making this game, yeah, Halo could go in that direction. I always thought Halo was generic. I know people had fun with it. I know, back in the day we was hooking up Xboxes and playing, before you could play online and stuff like that, locally. So Halo back in the day, yeah, it was something. It was a heavy hitter. You know what I'm saying? Doing things and most games weren't doing. And I just think the fact that they haven't really tried to not necessarily reinvent the wheel, but stand out. Like, I'm looking at this gameplay that you're playing. I played this. It was okay. It was cool. I dropped it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't like, oh, I got to keep doing this. You know what I
I think
mean?
I think you hit
Like
it right on the nail. What you said, you hit the right word. Was generic. It
yeah,
is a beautiful generic game. Nice
it's
looking
very
generic
generic.
game. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's very generic, and you can tell like the fact that they were going to put this game out in the condition that they did 1 year before it came out. They don't care about this. They're running with the name and thinking people are just going to soak it up, and it's bigger than that. Gaming, like you got to look at what the competition is putting out too with their big franchises, and this is what you're going to do to your big franchise. No, you put the most power and most resources behind your biggest franchises, and if they continue to just try to ride the name, ride that wave, Halo will be right there beside Sonic. You still gonna keep your eye on it. Like we still look at Sonic like what is Sonic doing, but it ain't gonna be like I got to get that immediately. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, even with Sonic Frontiers, we all like, yeah, it looks that looks cool and different, but it still look like Sonic. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? It still feel like Sonic in a open world. I don't know if I really want to experience that. But go ahead, K-Bun. What's your thoughts? Do you feel like Microsoft has really mishandled the Halo franchise to a place where it's damaged permanently or close to permanently damaged?
Well, I'm going to come out and say absolutely love Halo Infinite. I think you guys are crazy. I think this was the best Halo since Halo 1. I thought the multiplayer was excellent. The single player was
I can't tell this is
extremely good.
sarcasm.
I don't know
And
what
if
he's
you
saying.
can't tell this sarcasm, then I'm doing a great job. So, all right, Halo.
This dude right here. I'm gonna get another. I'm gonna get something else to. When you do that, I'm gonna have something to say on this thing. Go ahead.
I gotta keep you on your toes. Well, okay. Well, Halo, Microsoft has done a good job of making their customers happy and upset at the same time. The multiplayer for Halo is good. It's a good multiplayer. It is fun to play. It's free to play, which is we do have to get credit for that. Making a humongous multiplayer game like Halo free is a big deal. Let's not overlook that. Let's not downplay it. It's a big deal. Okay. Um, but they monetize the crap out of this game. And this is where they've made their consumers upset. That in order to to make your character look any good, they have truly adapted the free to play model. And you got to pony up that money to make your character look good. All right, not even good, just not non-generic. And it definitely takes a while to level up. And when they kind of introduced the multiplayer, which I will say is a good multiplayer, it was very bare bones. They had very little playlists. It had very little different game types. It was bare bones, and it felt almost like what was the game that they didn't steal? Let me not say that. The game that they took under their wing, Killer Instinct. You remember when Killer Instinct was free to
Yeah.
play, right? And they kind of just nickel and dime you out of that, and kind of just kind of spoon fed you a little bit here, a little bit there with the characters, right? That's kind of how they did with Halo. And Killer Instinct was supposed to be huge and a big deal, and it really wasn't. It never really became as big as what it was supposed to be. And I think the same thing kind of happened to Halo Infinite. Like I said, I don't take anything away from them allowing this game to be free, which I think is a huge deal, and it is and was and is a big deal for a game of this magnitude to be free and only have the single player be the one that costs money. That's actually what Overwatch is doing now. Overwatch is doing the same exact thing. The Overwatch 2 is going to be free to play multiplayer, and the single play aspect is going to cost money. So you can say they did it first. Take that, Nintendo. But
Mm.
um, but they've really rubbed their consumers wrong with the nickel and diming and the microtransactions. And also they did something. I don't know if you guys uh, heard, but during Juneteenth, they named one of their Juneteenth skin a name, which in I forgot what language it was. Um,
Nobo.
yes, which means like ape. They
Mhm.
name a skin after Juneteenth black people after a name that translates to ape. Great job, Microsoft. Um, so yeah, they've definitely done some damage. Now, have they ruined the Halo name? No, no, absolutely not. There are going to be faithful Halo fans out there, and there are going to be fans to play a good multiplayer, kind of regardless of what they done. But they do have to understand they are in a more competitive arena. They're not the giant they used to be. They don't own the multiplayer space. Call of Duty has been wiping the floor with all multi player shooters for a long time now. So they're not the king anymore. So they can't just go around throwing their weight and moving uh, the genre because they're not that anymore. But no, I don't think they sold their name. I think Halo will still make it. I think Halo will still be a thing. It is still their go-to title. Gears has not taken over as being the go-to Microsoft title. It is still Halo. It will continue to be Halo, and it will continue to put enough money behind Halo so that they continue to use that as the mascot and make money.
Okay, let me ask this, and I'm gonna answer my own question after reconsidering some things. But how many more failures with this title or with this IP or franchise, whatever you want to call it?
I don't think the last one's a failure though. But sorry, I'll let you. Sorry.
I mean,
Go
okay,
ahead.
okay, okay. But how many more? Okay, let's say Infinite is not
Mediocre.
how many?
Mediocre to
Yeah, there
failure.
you go. How many more mediocre offerings where it's mixed is and you have just as many people that trashed it as people who praised it. How many more? How many more of those can they have before it becomes Sonic?
So that was funny. You'll be surprised how many people will give a franchise a chance, um, no matter how many times they because I wouldn't really put a number on it.
That's why
I
I said
think
Sonic. That's why I say Sonic, because Sonic,
yeah,
we still give it a chance, but none of us really put any. We have moved Sonic so low in our expectations that when a fan group made a Sonic and it kind of mirrored the original, we praised that because that's just where we are with Sonic. We don't expect nothing from this IP. We just like the character. And I think with Halo, we don't expect nothing from this IP. We just like the iconic character Master Chief. But we don't care about the game. But we'll play whatever they make. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, go ahead. No, I interrupted you. I shouldn't have did that. Go ahead.
yeah. I think it's more on the lines of how they fumbled the game. How I was going to say bag, but how they do it on what's the magnitude that they do it. If they do it like this again, and they bring out a game where it's lacking
This
content,
doesn't look good at all to me.
the first person is very mediocre and generic. If they continue to do this, and I think one word that nobody said yet is the lack of character development, the lack of story development, the lack of it's like honestly, they could literally say this is Halo 1 remastered, and I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like we just remastered the game because it doesn't look like there's an
That's
evolution
funny.
of
That's
Halo. There's
funny.
no evolution. So
That's
I think if they go back to the drawing board, I think they need to focus on single player and evolve the character. You're not going to get any evolution in the multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? Because people are looking for a certain type of consistency in their multiplayer, but the single player is where you can explore different types of things like this grappling hook. You know what I mean? Like you need more different things like that. But how many times? I just think it just depends on how they do it, and they can't mess up the way they mess up this time. No matter if you think it's a failure or not, they can't do this again. You know what I'm saying? They can't be ready to put out a game and take your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us your money, and this is what we're going to give you when you could have done better, and they clearly can do better. So they can't do that. Mind share is everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, you gotta respect the gamer. You can't treat us like we're 5-year-olds. Like, we're not gonna tell the difference of quality.
Thor,
So
Love, and Thunder.
oh no, we're not gonna
Thor,
do that.
Love, and Thunder.
Yeah, you can't disrespect the consumer, man.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, so I say I may have been a little too premature on the whole permanent, but I do think they need to be careful of not causing Master Chief to become another Sonic situation. I don't think we far from that. I'm looking at this, and I've never, like I said, I'm not a Halo person, but when Keith said generic, I think anyone looking at this can see why. I mean, everything looks the same. The set piece is nothing. I mean, it's shiny, but there really was no creativity for a game that's in 2022 to still be looking like 2015, 2013, 12 with up-res graphics. So I think Microsoft really needs to get some heart. Some heart back in their game. It don't feel like this game has any heart. We just watched about 10 minutes of it, the opening I take, and that was underwhelming. I think Metroid Prime, the original Metroid Prime, looks more compelling than this. So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting question. Y'all kind of gave me y'all takes. I agree. I don't think it's permanently damaged, but they are flirting with ruining his position as being a go-to IP to move systems. I think they are close to ruining that, to where people won't buy Xbox for Halo. If that makes sense. So I hope they fix that. But anyway,
If you're not buying it for Halo, what you buying an Xbox for?
as nobody bought it for Halo. Nobody bought the Xbox for Halo. Let's be real. So anyway, let's go to this last subject and we get out of here. So
before we move on to this, so I just looked up. You can literally go buy an Xbox One X, Series X, on Best Buy right now. They're in stock. They're sitting there.
Yeah,
I went and looked. I was thinking they were kind of out of stock, like the same way that the PS5s are out of stock, and that's not true.
Okay, but why are you bringing that up, man?
They're out there. No, because I just looked it up. I was on Best Buy today looking at what sales, because it was just Amazon Prime Day, and I was looking at sales, and I looked at PlayStation, and it was sold out, and I went to Xbox out. Just in there.
This is a jab.
It's not a jab. It's an observation. It's not a jab.
Keep jabbing, man.
It's not a jab.
Taz, get your brother, bro. Stop this brother from jabbing.
It's an observation.
He punching low, below the belt.
Observation.
You
Go
this
ahead, man.
all in his crotch to deep down. You won, man. Stop it. But anyway,
I want to piggyback out there so bad, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Go ahead, man.
But why would you buy one? Like, seriously, why would you buy one? Like, seriously, like, really, I'm looking at the people. Why would you buy this console?
Game Pass, which is the best value in gaming.
Peppa Pig.
Hey, K-Bum, Keith said that so he can say Pepper Pig. That was the whole game, man.
I'm sorry.
So anyway,
I'm sorry, y'all.
As y'all can see,
I'm sorry.
Everybody on this cast is on one tonight.
This dude said Peppa Pig.
But I want to say this. Going back to what K-Bum said. Xbox has you've been able to find an Xbox for a while now. I walked into Walmart, Best Buy, and seen Xboxes. You don't see PlayStations out in the wild, so that's the unicorn right now. And I mean, I honestly, I don't know why on both ends. Like, I don't know why they still sold out. Like, that's still shocking me, but I guess it is what it is. You know,
Man, them things are gone as soon as they come live.
Right.
Bro.
I'm trying to figure out why they still struggling like this. But anyway, let's get to this Reggie statement, and then we get out of here. So, and I might be able to find it and pull it up. But Reggie did an interview, and one question. Who? What?
No, I was just making a joke. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
And one of the things that came out of the interview that kind of made some things come into reality, like, oh, that's what it was. He was asked about what was the issue and why the Wii U failed. And he said that one of the problems with the Wii U was the launch title was not good. They thought Nintendo Land was going to catch on, and it wasn't their Wii Sports. It wasn't the Wii Sports equivalent, and that was bad. So we didn't have anything hit Microsoft, anything to compel the consumer to buy the system because we didn't have compelling IP at launch. But he said one of the other things that was a problem was the fact that Nintendo insisted, or Japan or whoever, insisted on using in-house development tools or tools for developing games. He even said that the Unity and other, I think Free was better and more advanced than what they had in-house with their tools. And when they was going from standard definition to HD, those tools were inadequate, but Nintendo was still trying to use them, even though they was behind the ball. And it really kind of like, was revelational. It was very revealing. And I was like, thank God that they finally, because you see them utilizing the Unity, Unreal Engine and stuff. So I guess I come to you, K-Bum. What do you think about that revelation that Nintendo was unwilling to engage third-party tools to speed up their process and development? And that's why the Wii U, because not only did they not do it for in-house, they was even making it hard for third-party because of that situation. Third parties was having a hard time because they had to use Nintendo tools and not, or make their own version of whatever they had to put the games on there.
That sounds like Nintendo. To me, that sounds like Nintendo. They're the same people who believe they create their own wave, right? They create they take whatever out there and they create. They take a different spin at what's popular, right? They do it their way. They're not about graphics or like what the other two is about. They create their own lane. So I can believe a company who has been focused on doing it their way. When everybody else went to CDs, they did cartridges, and then when they actually did CDs, they did mini CDs. Like, why would you do that? And to hear that they wanted to use their own in-house tools, I didn't blink at all. That's what I think they would do. Right? They would think that their way is the best way. Nintendo is a stubborn-headed. It's one of your friends, but he's a very stubborn-headed friend, right? And you keep telling them, man, you can do that. You know, you can do that a different way. You know what I'm saying? You tell him that once, and one time, you know, he did his own way, and he found that it was better. So now every time he thinks his way is now better, and I get the feeling that that's kind of how Nintendo is. Right, that they feel like, you know, whatever they do it, their way is always the better way, and so that's to me it sounds par for the course, and I really wouldn't think I would think it would be weird if they would just openly accept third party tools and help from other studios, and to me that's not their MO. And so what Reggie is saying to me, it sounds very familiar, and kind of what I would think Nintendo would actually do. So I think he's spot on.
No, he's spot on. I just wanted your thoughts.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Norris, what does that? I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily revealing, but take it. What you thought about that?
Reggie, blink twice. If everything that we thought about, the reason that you failed, blink twice in this interview. That's how I feel what's going on right now. Man, what a disaster. What a disaster that could have changed. I mean, okay, if the Wii U was a success, we probably wouldn't have the Switch, maybe. I don't know. But what a disaster to try to be so different that you want to utilize tools that you don't even know how to utilize. Like, what was the talking point that Miyamoto and everybody kept saying? We're not used to doing HD. It is prolonging our gameplay, our game development. Then why are you doing it? Brings the people in. Like, is your ego that big? We're Nintendo and nobody can touch us. Like, there are just things that you just don't know how to do. It's not that you're not good if you get help, you know what I mean? Or you utilize tools that's already proven. Like, man, this makes me scratch my head because it's like, I know you level and anybody else and somebody in Twitter that we know thought the Wii U was fantastic.
I did.
But you didn't? I thought you liked the Wii U.
I did think it was fantastic. I'm explaining myself.
I thought it was a fantastic console. Like I wouldn't play some of those games any other way. Like Wind Waker, I wouldn't play Wind Waker any other way than how it was played on the Wii U. You can't even play Xenoblade Chronicles X any other way. But that's a prime example of that asymmetric gameplay. And to hear that they weren't able to just work with third party, do the right things that they needed to do to get the tools, utilizing those HD assets and all the other stuff that they. Let me take a breath, because it's kind of embarrassing at the same time to hear this come out now. But clearly they've learned their lesson. They are engaging with third parties more, and they're finding success. And the Wii U could have been moderately successful. I think the narrative around Nintendo was still too strong for people to really just buy in. But I think we could have had more games. We could have had more compelling titles. We could have had things out the door faster. Like he was saying, which game did he say that he thought was going to be the one?
Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land. He out his rabbit mind. You didn't know. he knew Nintendo Land wasn't. I looked at Nintendo Land. I was like, that's cute. Where the games at though? You know what the people want.
Eddie said that he was responsible for the marketing of the Wii U, and he thought he did a good job. I was like, you did?
I mean, he could only do so much for what he was working with. You know what I mean? He had no games to promote.
I think he believed Nintendo Land was a great IP. He thought it was going to move systems. He was shocked that Nintendo Land didn't repeat the Wii and Wii Sports trend. They thought Nintendo Land was going to do that, and yeah.
But that's his area. That's marketing
Right.
is his area, and he should have looked at the trend of how the Wii tapered off a lot before the Wii U came out. Like there were literally almost no games outside of Skyward Sword that came later. Right. So, in my opinion, why would you want to give the people something that they lost interest in?
Well, another thing is, in his promotion, they didn't make you know that it was a new system. Like that was a big failure, that people thought the Wii U was just an add-on to the Wii, and they didn't know it was a brand new system because all they promoted was the controller. The system looks almost identical to the original, to the Wii. It's just curved instead of boxed on the edges. So if you're not paying close attention, you see this big old controller in front of a Wii. not a Wii U. And I remember one time I was in Best Buy, and it's just dredging up memories, man. I'm seeing this woman, and she's trying to buy Mario Kart for the Wii U for the Wii, and she's like, "Yeah, I was in the aisle. I forgot what I was in there looking for," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy this for my kids." I said, "Oh, that's cool. That's a good game." She said, "Yeah, he wanted this for the Wii." I was like, "For the Wii?" I said that's for the Wii U. She's like, "Right, it's for the Wii. I'm gonna get him the controller, and he can play this." I was like, "No, man, the Wii U is a whole new system." She's like, "Huh?" I was like, "Yeah, the Wii U is a whole new. You can't play that on the Wii. You had to get the whole new system." And she was hurt because she didn't know she was gonna have to fork out $249 plus another $59.99 for Wii U Mario Kart. I forgot what Mario Kart. What I can't remember that version's name, but anyway,
Mario Kart 8.
and it was Mario Kart 8, and a whole bunch
the
of
one we're
people.
playing today.
Sure is. You sure right. So it was a whole bunch of people who was falling into that confusion that the Wii U was not an addition to the Wii, but a whole new system. So that's Reggie's marketing scheme that backfired. Nintendo Land backfired. But this point right here really just points out why online and everything else is like it is. It's like, here you are. How do you first of all, you were moving to HD. Your tool kits or your development kits or whatever is geared towards standard definition. So you haven't improved your creating tools. So like Keith said, you don't have the assets. You don't have the know-it-all to even do it at that level. You master standard definition. Then you don't go outside of yourself to get help in transitioning to HD gaming, and you refuse to out of your pride, and you kill a whole generation. Give me my money back. Give me my money back. Because I love the Wii U. Now that I look back on it and I see it and I touch it and I feel it and I realize, Keith, I'm going to be honest with you, that controller was very cheap. It was a cheap controller. But the concept worked. Despite the cheap controller, Zombie U showed you that concept worked. Ubisoft was the one company that made a game for the Wii U that proved the concept. You cannot experience that anywhere else. You can't experience that on the Switch. Rayman is another one that proved the concept. You can't experience that nowhere else quite like you can on the Wii U. I know they tried to do it on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One with the gyro controls, but it's something about having that second screen and being able to hand it over here and you do this and I do this and we work together. Nintendo Land proved the concept if you played the Metroid game on there and a few other games on there. It proved the concept, but again, those was little smart, not even demos, just, I don't know, outside of 2 or 3 games, it wasn't fun. So Nintendo concept worked, but they didn't do anything with it themselves outside of Nintendo Land. And they had us waiting literally, well, we was getting what, 2 games? 2 games a year?
Something like that.
Then to turn around and also handicap third party. Cause you ain't making this stuff easy to communicate with their stuff. And they having to create specific, what's the word? They had to make their own tools for that particular device, whereas Microsoft and Sony, theirs more talk the same a little bit. They didn't have to do as much relating, but with Nintendo, you had to do a whole bunch of changing stuff just to get it to communicate and work right. I'm using layman terms because I don't know all the technical terms, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. So that was all at the behest and the hand of Nintendo because they was being too prideful to see, hey, we need to seek out these people and figure out how to do this right. So I guess we had to go through the Wii U for Nintendo to grow up and we can get the Switch. So I'm not necessarily mad at the failure of the Wii U because we probably wouldn't be where we are today with Nintendo. But the fact that they wouldn't have to fumble like they did is still kind of head scratching, because I think what they had on their hand with the Wii U was kind of brilliant. It was.
Yep.
It was a brilliant concept.
I think the one thing that would say that with everything that they did as far as like the relationships, the toolkits, the assets, I think the one thing that still could have saved the Wii U was to put the number 2 behind the Wii. Simply just put a 2. Now that clears up all the confusion.
True.
No U. U sounds like an add-on. Wii U. Oh, I can add something else. Just 2. 2 lets you know that this is the second one. This is different. Therefore, a lot of people probably would have rent, because I think it sold well in the first year anyways. It sold over 1 million in the first year.
Christmas, and it just fell off a cliff after Christmas.
It fell off a cliff because they didn't have anything to play.
That's what I was going to say when you said if they would have put a 2 behind the Wii, they would have only solved one aspect of many problems, because now we finding out, like you said, if they sold more Wiis, it just would have been more disappointed people waiting on games they couldn't produce because they didn't know how to do HD. So it makes all the sense in the world now. Back then I didn't get it, but now I get it. Like, y'all didn't know what y'all couldn't do nothing with the system because y'all wasn't equipped to skill-wise. Y'all did not know how to master. That's why you kept getting stuff like Captain Toad and real bright. Everything was bright, but no textures, no variation between different things. It was just colorful. Everything was colorful and shiny, but there was no distinction. There was no what you say, K-Bum, saturation or foliage didn't look like foliage for real. Nintendo really they was man. That was a revelation for me. And it really showed me that the Wii U was a failure out the gate. It was destined to fail. That one tidbit let me know it was gonna fail regardless. Because if you don't know how to make games for your own system and you don't know how to make HD games, that means you didn't even prepare for HD. You didn't even prepare for it. You had to move because Microsoft and Sony proved it, and you couldn't stay pat. You couldn't stay with the standard definition game. So that means you was content with standard definition. Into the 360 and the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 3 forced HD into everybody's hands. And you had to move off the Wii finally. That meant that whole time you didn't perfect, you didn't even work towards working on HD games, and you release a system that you don't know how to produce games for? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. God, Nintendo. And it explains why y'all online is like it is. Y'all really, oh my God, y'all need some new face. Y'all need some new, well, y'all got new faces in there, but y'all need some new, something, man. Y'all, come on. There's too much technology out here to be acting like that. Go ahead.
Nintendo be like, y'all going left? Well, we're going more left. All right, we're gonna go even more left. What?
No, we're going. No, because if you go more left, that means you getting out in front of where the game is going. Y'all going left? That means I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down. We good. We gonna put. I told my boy. I said we was talking about Lecrae and his music and how he was shifting. And I said, I'm still on the bike, but I just put my kickstand down. I'm trying to figure out where you going with this. That's Nintendo. They standing still they on the bike, but they standing still because everybody else went down the road. You still on the block we just left, thinking something else here that we need to figure out. Bro, if you don't start pedaling and come on where I'm at, that's kind of what Nintendo is. They 4-5 blocks behind. talking about, wait a minute, guys, we didn't see all that's available here. No, we see everything we can get there. It's time to move on. So they can't go more left. They ain't even left yet. They can't go more left. They ain't left yet. So they still at the loading dock. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Nintendo said, "Hold my beer and watch this." Taz, get out my conversation.
Hey, he has pretty much every Nintendo, so you
I'm messing with him. He tells
and
me
he
the
too
truth.
much. He has every Nintendo, and this Wii U broke never. And yeah, that was a whole ordeal. I may let him come on the cast and talk about his Wii U, that whole experience, but I don't know.
I think I know some of it. I think you told me some of it. But yeah, man, that was kind of interesting to hear Reggie not be and Reggie still talk like he worked for Nintendo, so he's still not saying everything. That's what's revealing, that there's more that you could tell that he's even holding back in revealing that he was holding back.
Man. Dude is a professional. Like, he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna come out here and look crazy because he might want to get another job one day.
Exactly.
So what is
We can't trust Reggie.
It just said, because when he talked about the situation between Nintendo of America communicating with Nintendo of Japan and how the barriers and the cultural barriers and their expectations versus the world, a lot of times Nintendo thinks Japan first and thinks everybody needs to kind of like what Japan likes. And it's like, that ain't how it works. Y'all different. You need to learn what the other nations and group of people like. And Nintendo, like Sony, I don't want to sound like a Sony apologist or a Sony cheerleader, but it seemed like I turned it to that. But I apologize if it appeared that way, my Nintendo compadres. But anyway, Sony, when it comes to how they ran their company, even though Sony is a Japanese company, there's a distinction between how Sony deals with Japan and America. And if you really want to be technical, Sony seems to be more Western than Eastern. Does that make is that fair to say?
Yeah, I know how you're saying it.
Yeah, like I think Sony caters more to the Western because I think it's a bigger market than Japan, and they know what to give Japan. They know what to give that fan base, that community. They get the personas and the Monster Hunters and all that. But Sony also understands the market outside of that market is a different market that likes different another type of game, and Sony gives them in droves what they want, and they win in both areas. Whereas Nintendo, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how is the reception for games like The Last of Us, Last of Us 2, the Uncharted games in Japan?
That's
like, I never even considered. That's
It's
Western,
not.
but I never even considered.
It's not big in Japan as it is over here. That's why you got the Personas and the Monster Hunters and the other, those titles stay on the you get the stuff with Kojima and all that. Sony got Street Fighters. That's all Japan. That's what they love, and they get what they love on the Sony system. But then the Western groups get what they love: The Last of Us, the Uncharted, the God of Wars, and Sony that's why you can't find one. Now, don't get me wrong, Nintendo ain't far behind them, but I think where Nintendo drops the ball is the Western markets. They don't seem to put as much time in appealing to that market. If you look at Nintendo titles, most of those titles are still what the Japanese market likes. We don't really have a lot of the Western type games developed by Nintendo. Our games are the same games that's going to hit in Japan is going to hit with us. Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. It's not like Sony. There's not Sony is catering to two different markets, and they giving two different. We got to get off here, but they giving two different offerings to two different markets. Whereas Nintendo giving you one offering and hoping all the markets like they one offering. And I'm like, man, I think you need to do. I don't want to say that, but I think Sony got a winning formula, so to speak. Everybody is satisfied. Is everybody satisfied?
It's fair to say, yeah. I mean, that's the point. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to offer a little bit of this. Okay, the question is, do you want to be a Raising Cane, right? Where you only offer chicken tenders. That's it. So if you don't like chicken tenders, there's no way you're going to Raising Cane, right? Or do you want to be, a restaurant that everybody loves and everyone goes to, like an Applebee's. Everyone loves Applebee's. That's everything, right? You can offer all types of food other than just chicken, or like a McDonald's, right? They have a little hamburger here, a little fish sandwich here, a little bit of this and that, right? And that's kind of what
better comparison.
It's better comparison to McDonald's.
McDonald's and Raising Cane. Sony will be McDonald's. Nintendo will be Raising Cane. Both are good.
Both are good.
But one only going to give you one thing.
Some good chicken. You just get chicken.
It's gonna be some good chicken.
It's crazy.
It's gonna be good chicken.
It's gonna be some real good chicken.
But you go get chicken though. Don't get mad. The only thing you get is chicken. Don't be looking like, man,
that was good.
What hamburger is that? Man, you came to Raising Cane. What you mean? What a hamburger?
Hey, on everything, I can't. First time I went to Raising Cane's, I ain't know anything about it. I looked at the menu. I was like, hey, what else y'all got? I swear to God, I asked. I was like, what else y'all got? Like, all I see is chicken tenders. Oh, that's all we serve. Okay, thank you. And
you're right. And I was the same thing, Keith. My first experience with Raising Cane was when we pulled up. We was in St. Louis. We got lost actually, and we was looking for somewhere to eat. We didn't know where we was. I don't know how I turned wrong, but I was like, shoot, just go over there. And we looked at the menu like, all y'all got is chicken? He was like, yeah, that's all we serve. We was like, so give us them 3 baskets. And we've been going to Raising Cane ever since. So that's like Nintendo. We got to stop. Every time we go, we got to stop in Arnold at the Raising Cane over there in Arnold. Every time we coming up to the Lou, we stop at that Arnold, get that Raising Cane over there. Because we love it. So, K-Bone, that was a perfect analogy because all you can get at Raising Cane is chicken. It's good. You're going to go there because you want their chicken. But McDonald's line is going to be fuller because it got more varieties. They're going to give you Wi-Fi. They're going to give you burgers. They're going to give you chicken nuggets, chicken sandwich, fish sandwich.
They even got a playground for the kids.
Yeah, playground for the kids. That was a perfect example. So I'm not saying Nintendo needs to be Sony, but I'm saying Nintendo needs to let Nintendo of America have more freedom, and I think they are starting to, but have more freedom to appeal to the market that they're in and take their advice when they're saying, hey, like Reggie said, we want to give Wii Sports away for free. Japan didn't want to do that. They wanted them to pay for it. If it wasn't for them listening to Reggie or Reggie putting his foot down and saying this is what we got to do, and he really, really pushed hard forward, the Wii wouldn't have been as successful as it was because they was trying to make all their markets cater to what they were doing in Japan, whereas Reggie's like, no, that's not going to work over here. We need something to sell and prove this product, and it needs to be packaged in. And if they didn't do that, the Wii wouldn't have been the Wii. If you didn't get Wii Sports packaged in with that system, it wouldn't have been what it was, in my opinion. And that's what made the Wii what it was Wii Sports being free. Because you probably wouldn't have bought it. I'll be honest. If I had to pay for Wii Sports, based on what we saw, I would have bought Zelda and no Wii Sports. Because I knew I wanted Zelda. I don't think I would have bought Wii Sports unless it started trending so hard that I was like, oh, well, let me double back and go get it. but package it in, it came for free. I'm like, oh, I'll give it a try and fell in love with it. Like, shoot, that's why I got Switch Sports right now. Anyway, that was the show, people. We do our own thing on our podcast. We don't talk about all the latest new happenings. We kind of find unique topics. But so if you come here trying to hear what's all going on in the gaming world, you might not hear it over here. We talk about what we want to talk about. What we actually be talking about in the chat room. So we bring it to you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna let these fellas sign out, starting with Mr. K-Bum 20. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed the podcast this time, and people may think I'm hating on Microsoft, which I am, but it's all fun and games. You know, we enjoy ourselves. We have fun over here. But yeah, it's a good podcast, man. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the people coming through. I enjoyed the Big Bag fan group coming through. Thank you, Torrance Davis, for sending some people through. I hope they enjoy themselves. I hope for people who do get a chance to recap and hear this, please leave your comments in the comment section. Would love to hear your thoughts and what you feel. And all in all, I enjoy myself. Good podcast, guys.
Hey, Mr. Norris, what you got to say?
Yeah, man, it was a great show. Had some great laughs, had some great moments. Levelhead is right. We do our own thing over here. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Ultra 64 and then new Mario 64 coming out. You know what I'm saying? The new Dolphins. I'm just playing. Nah, it was a good show, man. I'm not hating on Microsoft. I just think it's funny that, you know, they do their thing. So they do what they do over there, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo do what they do, and Sony just kind of, you know, cater to everybody consistently. Anyways, great show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I thank all y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I appreciate Torrance them sending us some love. I didn't know they was posting us up. Is that what they doing over there? They posting us?
Not sure, but you got some people coming through, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that. All those Taz, first name bases, Mr. Lewis, all of y'all and the rest of y'all that was tuning in, because I know there's more to y'all watching. We thank y'all for tuning in. Like and share, like Taz said. Like and subscribe. We're going to keep this thing going. So we'll be back next week, same place, same time. Good discussion. Y'all stay safe and out of trouble, and we'll try to do the same. And until then, deuces.